Hey, hi, River Lightbearer here from River Evolutions, channeling, consulting, and healing, or something like that. I just changed the subtitle of my business, and I'm still kind of getting the hang of it because I am in the middle of making some changes to the services I offer and the way that I structure things. And I'm really excited about the new direction that I'm taking. I'm still going to be offering channeling. In fact, that's becoming kind of the cornerstone of the business. And I'm looking forward to sharing more about channeling, how it works, um, maybe doing some channeling for you guys. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about what channeling is and who I channel. Um, Channeling basically is a process in which a human connects with a being of higher energetic vibration to receive wisdom and guidance and knowledge and compassion from that being. Um, it's something that I've been doing since I was a very small child without really understanding that that was what I was doing. And it's something that I've been sharing with others for the past decade and a half-ish. So it's something that I really love doing because I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything, but I'm able to connect people with a being who has a much broader perspective and understanding than we do. And that has helped a lot of people kind of understand the path of their lives and get some clarity, and at least a couple of cases get some compassion that they've never received from other human beings. I don't do it because I'm some special mystical magical person. I mean, I am special and mystical and magical, but I don't do it to show that I'm better than anybody, because I'm not. I do it because it's a skill that I possess, it's a gift that I have, and I want to share it with those who it can benefit. Um, Channeling for other people can be done in a variety of ways. Um, you can type a channeled message where you're listening to what your guide is saying to you and you're typing their words. You can relay the message verbally. You can also do what I call trance channeling. I've seen it called unconscious channeling. There are other terms. Um, when I do trance channeling, I enter a light trance state. So, like, I'm still here, I still know what's going on, but I'm not engaged in it. And I allow my guide to speak through me or type through me, because with the guide that I've been channeling, we've developed a process by which he can move my fingers to type fairly fluently, although sometimes it comes out jumbled because I start with my fingers on the wrong keys. When I do trance channeling by typing, I put my fingers on the correct home keys before I go into trance, but sometimes I miss. And then I have to translate what I've typed. I've mentioned the word guide a couple of times so far, and I wanted to explain that a little bit more as well. Um, some people use the word guide to refer to any being that speaks with humans. I define it a little more narrowly, and my own guides do as well. I define a guide as a being who has a specific connection to an individual human and works in collaboration and conjunction with that human. So there are plenty of beings that will give messages to humans, and then there are beings who choose to work closely with one human. It's kind of the difference between having a friend versus somebody saying hi to you on the subway. Um, one is a close personal relationship, and the other is an encounter. So I use the word guide to describe the beings who have that close personal connection with one human, or sometimes with a few humans, because just like you can have more than one friends, sometimes a guide works with more than one human, but it's still that personal connection, that individual connection with each human. And channeling can be with your own guide, as it is for me. Some people channel the beings that share information with humans at large, and both are completely valid. But I use the word guide to describe the beings that have that personal connection with an individual human. And in my experience and in my studies and research, because I've done that too, um, the beings, the types of beings that are most likely to have that connection are spirit guides, light beings, and beings of light. I know light beings and beings of light sound like they're the same thing, but they're not, and I'm going to explain that. So, spirit guides, first of all, is something that a lot of people have heard of. A spirit guide is, or was at one point, human, and has either reached the end of their incarnation cycle, so they no longer need to incarnate to continue their spiritual growth, or they've chosen to suspend that cycle so that they can help other people. So a spirit guide has been human. They are not in human form now, and it's different from a spirit or a dead spirit, a ghost, in that the spirit or ghost is still basically the human that they were in life, whereas a spirit guide has, for want of a better word, evolved into a different type of being. They still hold on to some of the humanity, some of the knowledge that they gained as humans, emotions, etc., but they're no longer human, and they communicate and work with humans. A light being has a higher energetic vibration than spirit guides. Spirit guides have a higher energetic vibration than humans. Um, a light being has a higher energetic vibration than spirit guides. They are closer, figuratively speaking, to the ultimate source of creation than spirit guides are. And they usually do not incarnate. Sometimes a light being will choose to incarnate in human form so that they can get the experience, so that they're more effectively able to work with us, but that's not very common. Light beings are, for want of a better term, a species. Like humans are a species, light beings are a species. Beings of light differ from light beings in that being of light isn't a species. Each individual being of light is a species unto themselves. So a light, saying light beings collectively is like saying humans collectively, but saying beings of light is more of a category. It's like saying healthcare workers or bus drivers. Um, each individual being of light is its own species, or their own species. And beings of light, again, have a higher energetic vibration than light beings. They are closer to the ultimate source of creation, which means that they have access to an even broader range of knowledge and perspective. And you know, the regularity or losing words, this is great. How common it is that each being works with humans, again, depends. Most humans who work with guides work with spirit guides. They're the beings that most commonly, most frequently form that type of relationship with humans. Light beings are next, and then beings of light. So there are fewer beings of light who work with humans than there are spirit guides. But all guides provide wisdom, they provide compassion, they provide love, because as my guides are fond of saying, the only two constants in the universe are love and change. And even though the beings that work as guides, especially light beings and beings of light, don't necessarily experience most emotions the way humans do, they all experience love, because love is like the thing on which the universe is based. There are other types of beings that speak with humans, angels, ascended masters, but they don't generally act as guides. They don't generally form that interpersonal connection with an individual human. They're the ones that usually speak to a range of humans. And when a guide chooses to act as a guide to form that connection, it benefits the human, but it also benefits the being, because it's part of their spiritual growth and path just as much as it is ours. So I have been working with my guides, or speaking with my guides, since I was a very young child. The guide that I channel has been a being of light called Shiva, and I've been channeling him for others, as I said, for about a decade and a half now. I have begun working with another being who has been one of my guides all along, and I was not informed of this. As you grow and progress in your spiritual journey and in your life journey, things change. Your energetic vibration might go up or down, and you might connect with guides who have been around you all along, but you weren't aware of them because you weren't ready yet. So I've recently been informed that a being that I've been speaking to for quite some time is actually my guide. I thought he was just, coming to visit. And his name is Piet Kela, and I will be channeling him more frequently going forward. I'll still be working with Shiva, because once a guide forms that connection with you, they are with you. They don't, they rarely leave. I won't say they don't, because sometimes your path and theirs split off, and they do leave. But often, once a guide has formed that connection with you, they stay with you, not only for the current lifetime, but through many lifetimes. Shiva and I have worked together for 13 or 14 lifetimes, I think. And that's the thing, that connection with your guide isn't a one lifetime only thing. Obviously, there is a lifetime in which it first forms, but once it's formed, it often continues through lifetimes. The ability to channel also often continues through multiple lifetimes. And apparently it's something I've done in previous lives. So it's really cool and exciting to me that it's a gift that I was given that has continued into this lifetime, and that I'm able to share it with others. I will be doing more videos about guides and channeling. Like I said, I will probably be doing some channeling in these videos, but I will also be discussing other topics that are related to the direction that River Evolutions is going forward, which is being guided by my guides and my own intuition and understanding. Because it's a spiritually based, heart-based business, and I'm not doing anybody any favors if I try to create what I think other people believe I should create. And that's one of the things that I've been working on a lot over the past year with the help of my guides. And announcement, I'm so excited about this. On May 11th, tentatively, that's the planned date right now, I will be releasing a book called Messages from Shiva. On Facebook, every day I channel a short message from Shiva, posted on my Facebook page, on my profile, and I compiled the first several months of the messages. I started doing this in August of 2020. I compiled the first several months of these messages, and with Shiva's help, expanded a few of them and separated them into topics like compassion, connection, balance. And we're publishing a book. And so I will be sharing more about that in a future video. It's going to be available through Amazon. It will be in both ebook and print format. And if you are interested in learning more about it, drop a comment or subscribe to this channel, because I will be talking more about it. And I'm really excited to make that available, as well as to offer channeling to individuals and to groups. That's another part of the new direction. So that's a little bit about guides and channeling. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have experiences that you'd like to share, again, drop a comment below and I will read and respond to them as I am able. I will be back in a couple of weeks with more on these topics, and meanwhile, take care.